All right, Tallahassee Cars and Coffee. It's May 10th. Um, Not a huge show out, but I'm going to just walk around and kind of show you a little bit what's going on. This won't be a very long video. This is the little Mopar line up here. This is a V6. This is a 5.7 RT, mild lowering kit on it. You put the SRT performance spoiler on it. And we've all seen this one before. So it doesn't look too bad, considering I haven't washed it or anything. I just woke up this morning and drove it out here. This is what it looks like on the daily. I don't know if I've ever shown the interior before. It's hard to see it, but that's the jailbreak badge over there. Oh, 22 Mach 1. I've seen this guy around. He makes the rounds. It's like the only thing I don't like about these cars is that per the color, they all have the same kit. So they're all clones. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just they're all the same. And this is a Scat Pack shaker. Owner is that older gentleman there. I've seen him around. Nice guy. What's that? Oh, sorry. So I don't know my C2 Corvettes all that well, but that appeared to be a 327 car. The older gentleman that drove up in that thing today, if he starts it up later, I'll try and get a video of it, but he's got like 3 stuck valves, and that thing just like the racket it makes is unfortunate. Ferrari 318. Is that that's a 430, sorry. So we'll take a good quick shot of this. This is like a and again, this is another one that's hard to guess without looking at the VIN. It's a 12 or a 13 GT500. Hot rod BMW Z3. I've always liked these. It's like it's hard to get a good shot of it, I think. This is alright, but you can see how it's nothing but hood. It's probably a fun little car to drive. Little Viper GTS. Might be a 96. And there's a reason why people don't like the Vipers, because they sound like UPS trucks. Back around this way. It's an old rat rod truck. It's got an LS swap engine in it, of course. At least that's what he says. I've never seen him have the hood up, so. I'm not even going to guess because I don't know my old school Chargers, but this is like a 71 to 73, somewhere in there. And again, I'm not going to guess on the engine because this entire car is, you know, modified from front end to back end, and I don't know my old school Mopar engines. Especially this one's, you know, it's race converted. It could be some kind of odd stroked up something or other, you know, but because originally it would have been something like a 318 or a 340 or something along those lines, but that's not it.
So maybe
it's cool Camaro SS. There's another one over here. Let's get this car in frame, maybe. There you go. Here's your vintage car. It's an old Allard British car. Again, this is one I've seen before. This car usually resides at the Tallahassee Hot Rod Museum. It's what's called it's an Allard 12X. That company went out of business a long time ago, but they retained a lot of the new old school, you know, new old stock parts. And this car was actually built in 2011 using those parts. Old Corvair. Unsafe at any speed, as they say, but it really wasn't that bad. Just, you know, rear engine. And for those of you guys who don't know the difference between a rear engine and a mid-engine, all right, I'll show you on this C8 over here in a second. But it's basically got to do with the configuration of the engine in relation to the rear axle. As you can see, the engine in this car is here, rear axle is here, so it's behind the rear axle, hence a rear engine. See a mid-engine car over here. Okay, again, rear axle, which in this car, as you know, I used to own one of these. It's mounted on a transaxle, which mine failed numerous times. And then the engine is mounted ahead of the rear axle, in between the two axles, hence mid-engine. So that's the caveat between a rear engine, like a 911 Porsche or that old Corvette we just looked at, and the mid-engine. This is the 70th year anniversary edition. So there's your interior, and this is what makes this car unique. It had that unique tricolor interior like that. And it came in a couple different colors, I believe white and black and maybe a silver. I don't recall, to be honest. Let's see if I can get this one in frame. There 6'5" sky high shot. This one's a modified Camaro SS. Magnuson supercharger, but you can tell they reused the stock rims and put larger nittos on it, and they're over spec for the size. So you can see how, and this is a good example of, I'm all the time telling people, don't overspec your tire. And you can see how it balloons out past the wheel, and his sidewall is actually covered up with tread, which means it's going to skate pretty bad. They all do. But what's fun about this thing though is it started life as a V6. Let me go up and look again. Yep, it still is. Just with a blower on it. So the C8s are out today. I'm saving. Oh, looks like the guy already left. The C8 I used to own was here. He must have just left in the past few minutes. So I was going to show you guys that car again. But he kept it everything stock. Well, stock in the way that I had it. And he was just, the guy that owns it now is your typical mid-70s aged owner, and he was saying that oh, it's been great, and he hasn't put 500 miles on it since he bought it 6 months ago. So of course it's great when you don't use it, but anyway, I'll get off my soapbox as I walk back this way. But that's really pretty much it. There's another couple over here I'll show you. There's another Hellcat here. It claims to be a red eye, and I'm suspicious.
This was a long time ago. I mean, Quincy, Florida.
It's like an 09, 10 SRT 6.1 Furious Fuchsia. Again, you don't see these all that often.
Cars just like this up there, hundreds of them. People roll racing, drag racing. Come up here with a box body like I had with an LS gutted, and you know, there's no radio in it.
This is a 911 Carrera S, naturally aspirated. People also ask me a lot, what's the difference between that and the turbo? Well, about 150,000 more bucks. And this is the other red eye, supposedly. Scooby. So I've seen this one around town quite a bit. It's a nice little rice mud.
They said it takes 30 miles to make me a car all night with the AC.
But
Get about a week's sleep.
I don't want to, I'm just going to talk out of earshot, but that other one that I was just showing you, the blue Hellcat, I'm not positive that's even a Hellcat, to be honest, because, you know, we've all talked to him. He doesn't want to raise the hood. I put it this way, I believe it's a Hellcat, but I don't believe it's a red eye. 'Cause when I heard him driving in, it just doesn't sound manly. It's like a really nasal sound, almost like a V6. But it's got the turbo whine, I mean the supercharger whine, because he hit it coming into here. So, like I said, something on the up and up with that car. And it's a very basic interior in there. And again, most people who get red eye wide bodies, we don't do that because the car is expensive as hell to begin with. Might as well get it with some cushy stuff because it's a big dollar car regardless how you spec it. So, but anyway, enough bitch moaning and complaining. That's it.